Focus. At Valencia, and I've learned it's very similar here, we are innovative. Are you innovative? Let me see, your president started by saying we are innovative. We know that's true, right? We had over 100, even more, but 100 is what made it on paper, different strategies that we were trying. And it was always in small pockets of success. So our biggest job was to focus on how to make improvement for our students. What's going to work in order to make the biggest difference to our students. So we didn't have that information, so we definitely needed to do that. So what we ended up doing was collecting lots and lots of data. And when I tell the Achieving the Dream story, you'll see what that data was. But and also at the end, when you see some of the data slides I have to present, you'll see what some of that data was as well. But we ended up determining what our gaps were at the college, because in order to focus, we needed to figure out what we needed to focus on. If we feel that reading is an issue, then we've got to focus on making reading mandatory, maybe, making it something that our students have to go. As a math instructor, I can tell you if they can't read the textbook, they're going to fail my class. Put reading first, make it super important. Valencia had done that a while ago, but it came up at a lot of schools for Achieving the Dream, that reading first was a main focus for many institutions. So that was huge. But here were our gaps. We realized that students that were college ready did much better on all of the benchmarks that Achieving the Dream put out. That would be making it to 18 credit hours. Well, let's start with developmental. If they were college ready, they didn't have to worry about developmental, right? So they went straight into 18 college level hours. And then the college-ready students getting to the benchmarks, getting to 30 credit hours, getting to 45 credit hours in graduation, right? We had to have those benchmarks when we compared college-ready to underprepared students, okay? We also looked at our math and other disciplines. We have a list that if you come to the Achieving the Dream story, you'll actually see the list of classes. It is a list of courses behaving badly at Valencia. It's our top 10. And it's kind of Letterman-like, we let them fly it. No, I'm kidding. But it is our top 10 courses behaving badly, and 7 of the 10 are actually math classes. The other 3 have some sort of math in them, right? So it's hugely important. So we have to talk about the difference between math and other disciplines. We know math was something to focus on in terms of success rates, right? The other one that we finally decided not to do, you saw that Valencia is a minority-majority serving institution, as are you, correct? You know that you have got to get past this race question and just hit it head on and disaggregate your data by ethnicity and race and look at it and see how it's having an impact on how your students are performing. You have to have a benchmark to know where to go from here. If you want to break it down into degree-seeking students, there's always that argument, well, they only came for one class. Or, they're only here just to take one class and leave, or they're only here to get the 1 hour class, or whatever it is. If they say that they are degree-seeking, they are here for what? To get a degree. They might be wanting to transfer, they might want to get a couple courses under their belt to go to another institution. But you know what? We can't control that. But we can certainly get some baseline data, couldn't we? So as soon as we have the baseline, we know that that's not going to change too much. If they're only going to take 2 or 3 courses, that we won't be able to change. But at least we know what our baseline is, so we know if we're moving the needle. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how we got here, but let me just quickly talk about those 3 words at the top there. Is the strategy that you're considering that's going to have an impact on students, is it effective? Is it right? And will it be scalable? Right? Those 3 words are hugely important. If it is going to be effective, you've got to have the data to support it. This anecdotal stuff that you hear in meetings, there's a couple of things that I want to address just by talking to this group of wonderful folks, because you guys, again, are my change agents, right? Something that happened 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, and it's anecdotal. Do we still give credit to those statements? Why? Why do we? Are they the same students that they were 5, 10, 15 years ago? Do you have a different population of students today? Are they exactly the same students that you're talking about? They're different. If you look at your demographics, they've changed quite a bit, right? So something that didn't work 5, 10, 15 years ago doesn't mean it's doomed from the start. But let me say this. If you know the folks that were here for that innovation and saw what happened with it, you need to use their guidance and feedback to do what? Revise it, right? Again, we're going back to the student cycle, right? We're going to just quit it and never do it again? No, we're going to use their feedback about what it was that made it scary. One of the things that we found out about Valencia when we were looking at effective, right, and scalable, when we talked about mandating things, we were afraid we were going to be losing them to another institution. There's several of them around in our area, right? Oh my gosh, are you kidding? We're at 98% capacity now. 98% capacity. We don't have room. We can afford to lose a student, to another college, of course, right? Here, the worries and concerns that we had even 5 years ago, if you look at your enrollment and what was happening back then and the things happen in economic factors, my economists are thinking, oh yeah, that's kind of true. It's true, right? It was very different 5 years ago. And you can also see that our third strategy was to expand the offering of the student success course. We actually mandated for our 3 prep students, okay? We mandated it in this order. We have a mandate system. We are a banner school. Those of you who know programming know what I'm talking about. Banner. Are you guys banner? Okay, so we are a banner school, and it's you guys are going to have so much fun. People saw banner, whichever one. So you've got to find some sort of student management system and go with it. And I will say that there are a lot of folks that have experimented with each of them. Make them your best friends and find out what fixes they've already put in place for certain things that can come up. So obviously with Banner, that's actually how we were able to do our life map system. So you can make your own brand of the Banner software and make it yours. And each student gets an email, they have a career planner, all that stuff is part of, which came in 2002, which was before my time in leading this work. So if you guys want to know about LifeMap and my education plan and all that stuff, that is like a 4-day thing. It was, you think this is involved what I'm about to get into? You want to talk about institutional transformation? I'm going to say that Joyce Romano, who was my counterpart with this, set the stage for making that change. So when you guys are talking about these strategies, when we were looking at this, we talked about effective, ripe, and scalable. You want to find anything that can make a connection and a direction through the college. Anything that's going to help the students connect to the institution and give them direction. So you want to encourage them, even if you require them all to take a student success course, isn't that giving them a path? Right? Even if you're encouraging them to take a reading class first, isn't that encouraging them to be able to read so they can do the coursework and you're setting them up for success from the beginning rather than failure? Here's something else. I work a lot with the Community College Center for the Center for Community College Student Engagement. They're the ones that do the CESI survey and the CENT survey. CESI is the one done in the second semester of the term, and it's given to whatever courses that you have here, and I know you do that. And then there's the CENT survey, which is done in the very first semester. First front door classes have this survey in it, and it's like 3 weeks into the term, and it's finding out about their experience from the beginning. Students are the ones that say mandate way more than we do. They want us to tell them what to do. Why do they want us to tell them what to do? Because they don't know. What do you mean they don't know? They're not the experts. It's overwhelming. They just don't know what they don't know. So mandating is something that they say they've got to do. You've got to mandate things for the students because they don't know what they don't know. And how are they going to know if you don't know what you want to, you know? It's a cycle. So you've got to figure out what you're going to do to build connection and direction through your college.